Hello, welcome to On the Hunt with Alpen Optics. I'm your host, Lonnie Robinson. Tonight, we have special guest, ProStaff member Michael DiGiovanni from Warren County, New Jersey. Going to be talking about whitetail hunting. And ProStaff member Rick White, who was just on a predator hunt. And remember, stay tuned for our weekly special. Welcome back to On the Hunt with Alpen Optics. Tonight, like I said, we got ProStaff Michael DiGiovanni. Hey, Michael, what's going on up there in New Jersey?
Everything's going great up here, Lonnie. Our season is still rocking and rolling here. We got a late season archery going, shotgun, muzzleloader, basically every weapon you can hunt with for whitetails in New Jersey. Actually, right now you can still keep hunting till January 31st in most of the zones.
Awesome. What do you like hunting with up there mostly, Michael?
I'm a real big archery hunter. I love shooting a vertical bow. That's the new saying now because you have horizontal and vertical. My main passion is archery hunting for whitetails.
Awesome. Well, now, here in Arkansas, we can use crossbows. Do you like to use crossbows up there at all?
Yes, we can use crossbows now. They made crossbows legal probably about 8 years ago. Crossbows legal during archery season, which is basically from September 9th, right till January 31st. Our archery season never ends.
Awesome. Ours starts last week in September, runs through February. So the late season deer hunting, that's what you're in right now, correct?
Correct. We're in the late season right now, archery hunting, and it's late season is tough because all the crops are off the fields, and all your pattern that you had from your fall time, from when crops are still standing, and the rut was just kicking in, and then the farmers start harvesting the crops, and the deer start moving more and more. And being such a small state, it's hard that deer travel because in the state of New Jersey, baiting is legal, and there's a lot of areas that people bait heavy. So deer would travel back and forth. It's like, finding a spot to hunt to me in late season is homework that you put boots on the ground the year before where you found good rub lines, good trails, and then you proceed to the following year and use that sign you found from the year before to hunt it. And that's basically my goal, what I do here in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, that sounds just like some of the hunting we do around here and how we hunt around here. Now, do you prefer ground hunting? Tree stand? How do you hunt your late season?
Late season, I do a lot of, I hunt lock-ons. I hunt it all. I hunt lock-ons, ground blinds. It all depends, Lonnie, on the area that I'm really focusing on. Some of my areas that I do hunt in Warren County, is from swamps, or sometimes I'm on some ridges where I can get away with a ground blind. But when I'm in the swamps, I can't get into a ground blind. You just can't see 20 feet. So there's a lot of options you could take out there. It's this great state has great deer, and the deer that we have here, basically, it's amazing how, like I said, my season starts, as I'll put it this way, my season starts from the day it ends. My season starts that day, from trail camera surveillance right through the summer, right through the fall, right into the rut, and right back into late season. And what I found over my years' experience of hunting in the state of New Jersey is that you see a lot of animals that you get early season that vanish. And how small the state is, and you always sit there and you scratch your head like, where did he go? And then he shows back up in January.
Correct.
And that's the great time to get on them.
When I'm teaching archery here, because I'm like you, I love the archery, teaching people. You're archery hunting 10 to 12 months out of the year. And it ain't just practice, it's all the research you got to do along with the hunting.
Correct. I mean, Lonnie, I mean, just basically as my experience as being a bow hunter, you know, I mean, I'm not scared to say my age. I'm going to be 50 this year in September. I've been bow hunting since I was 10, so 40 years. And, you know, I spent a lot of time, thanks to my dad. My dad spent 8 years as chairman of Fish and Game Council for the state of New Jersey. I met everything from governors, from fishing, and he raised me to respect the laws and respect the animal that you're going to harvest. And it just created a monster inside of me that I just love the passion to archery hunt whitetails in this great state of New Jersey. And we do have some giant whitetails here.
Yeah, I see some of them back there and behind you there. Yeah, some of them there are some awesome mounts you got. But you kind of got ahead of me there. You said your dad was a commissioner for the Game and Fish.
He was chairman.
Did he help create some of the laws there?
Yeah, he was chairman of Fish and Game Council in the 80s.
Chairman?
Yes, he was chairman. So all your game code hearings and everything else, they legalized slugs. That was part of him that pushed that through. They built our state's largest trout hatchery when he was chairman of the Fish and Game Council, which is now the Peak West Trout Hatchery, where all our brood stock trout are raised and then released into our rivers.
That's awesome.
It is.
You know, to have that kind of an influence growing up, you know, and your dad being commissioner or chairman, you know, you're one of the very lucky ones that has that expertise that you got to grow up with to guide you in the correct direction to go hunting.
Lonnie, you're absolutely correct. I mean, my dad guided me in the right way. It's funny, like a real short story real quick. I like to play golf in the summertime and stuff like that. And over the years, I always played with my brother, my brother-in-law, and a couple friends. And every time I went on a golf course, and of course in the state of New Jersey, what do you see? Deer. And my one good friend, Adam, said to me one day, and we're driving the car, and I was teamed up with him. And we're driving down a fairway, and I looked, and it was like June, July, and I seen this good buck of velvet. And I'm like, we got to go over there. Drive over. He goes, you're a crazy whitetail. And to this day, that name stuck with me now for 9 years. I actually have customized license plates now for my truck that say Crazy Whitetail.
Crazy Whitetail.
I'm so infested of hunting whitetails. It could be from a gun to, you know, muzzleloader to archery. My big thing is archery hunting, you know, and in this great state of New Jersey, we have options. Our seasons are so long. Basically, there's zones that you could take 2 deer at a time if you want to. It's not a problem to. But the one thing that I like to really touch base on is our bear population.
I was thinking to ask you have very many bear in that area?
Our bear population has exploded. And it's getting to the point, well, it's sad to say that this was our last year for our bear hunt that we're allowed to have because our new governor shut it down. So basically right now, the bears that we have here are just going to populate and keep populating over the years. And then we're going to get to the point where it's going to be, number one, we got to worry about our fawns. A lot of people don't think that black bears won't kill fawns. Number one fawn killer, especially when they first drop, are black bears, because a black bear can smell a fawn as soon as they drop. And another big problem we have here is our bobcats. Our bobcats are coming back strong, and our coyotes. So the big problem right here in the state of New Jersey, and I'm sure that our Fish and Wildlife is doing a great job of trying to control the population, but it's hard to control the population when people from the outside stop that control because they don't think it's needed.
Well, do you have a season on predators up there? I know
yes.
We jump in with that. Here in Arkansas, we get to hunt bobcat and fox and coyote during different seasons. We have seasons on them.
Yeah, we do have a predator season that goes right into March. We can hunt with shotgun at night. You can't hunt more than a tee shot for coyotes or fox. During the day, we can hunt with a rifle. We can't shoot over a 65 grain bullet over a 30 caliber.
Hey,
so,
we got a question from a viewer, Michael. How do you call your deer in? Do you call your deer in, or how do you get your deer to come to you?
Well, it's funny you say that. This year I got hooked up with a great call from Edwin. Everybody knows Edwin. He's also a pro staff. His grunt tube is the same. Customized, made for me with my crazy whitetail that was built onto it. Basically, it's funny that you say when you're calling deer in the state of New Jersey, and I hunted just so people know, they figure me out as being a pro staff for Alpen ProStaffer. I hunted from Saskatchewan, Alberta, Oklahoma, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Maine. I've been all over. In the state of New Jersey, to this day, I never yet rattled in a deer. Grunt calls work great in the state of New Jersey, or a bleat can, and it's just it's funny. It's funny when I look at that, and I'm like, and I try, in a pre-rut, in a rut.
Yeah. Well, I grunt call and bleat call, and I'm calling in. I've never rattled a deer. Now get back to the black bear. You say this is the last year you're going to get to hunt them?
Well, the season just ended. December 9th. It just ended. December 9th. It was the last time we could hunt them until further notice. And hopefully that the Fish and Game, petitions our government and allows it to proceed. Lonnie, put it this way. Every county in the state of New Jersey has reported bears. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we just had a bear on top of a roof in Harrison. And it's tough that the people, I understand people think they need to be, I don't think, Lonnie, can you hear me or no?
There you are.
All right. What I was saying is that every county in the state of New Jersey has reported bears.
Okay. Yeah, we've done good. We're gonna. I'm sitting here in a blank right now. Last week calling Edwin Benjamin.
So what we're looking for now, I think, is to talk to Rick White, right? Rick, are you there?
Rick, you on there right now?
I am, and I'd like to touch a little bit about a few things Mike said. I've had the pleasure of sharing camp with Mike over the years, and it's always fun when you can get together with fellow hunters and talk strategy and talk deer and then talk about different parts of the country. I've also had the good fortune of being out in New Jersey on a deer hunt, and there's some phenomenal deer, and they have lots of deer. But one of the things Mike touched on that I want to touch on, and he said it just perfectly. His scouting or his hunting starts when the season ends. And I've tried to tell people that most hunters right now with deer seasons going out, they're pulling their trail cams. This is the time to leave them up. Leave them up until spring, because what you figure out between now and spring is what benefits you and helps you be more successful come next fall. And it's that simple. And I'm glad
just because you quit hunting doesn't mean that the deer quit being out there. They're going back and they're starting their routine all over again, and you need to keep figuring that out from one year to the next.
Yeah, our deer season here in Iowa just ended on the 10th. So now there's no deer pressure, and deer are going to go back to their normal movement routines. We get a lot of snow on the ground, and now's the time to start scouting, because you can figure out those travel routes, those bedding areas, those food sources. I mean, all that stuff comes very clear in the snow late season.
Yeah, you can track them easy this way. With all the snow, you can track them better. The game cameras, they stand out better. And you can find them food plots easier in the wintertime.
Lonnie, can you hear me? The one best thing, like Rick said, we touch base on. One of the best things that people can use when the season comes to an end is right here, a cell phone. Google Maps. Go to your area. Go to Google Maps. Drop a pin. As you're walking through the woods, you find a rub. Drop a pin. It's amazing that what I found big in this industry of bow hunting is what people lack of getting boots on the ground and walking. And the big thing is, trail cameras. Like Rick just touched base on, was absolutely correct. I run an average from now to the start of the season, about 15 cameras. Once the season rips into the season, I run probably close to 30. And it's just, you'll be amazed where, and I hung with a lot of great friends that we share cameras, the amount of photos that we get from one area that could be 2 miles away in a small state of New Jersey, that buck just traveled to my area. And it
late season.
Correct. Late season, basically, when deer are in their bachelor groups in the springtime into summer, and then September rolls around, velvet's off, they start shedding, they're going to move. Everybody's finding their own area to basically control. And then all of a sudden, late season comes around, and I just had, a picture 2 weeks ago of a buck I call the G2 buck. He's basically a 150-inch deer in the state of New Jersey. He just showed up 2 weeks ago, and I haven't seen him since last September.
Well, Rick, do you use game cameras? I know you've been on a predator hunt. Do you use game cameras when you're on predator hunts to find them, or?
Well, we do rely on photos. I just got done filming predator hunts in Ohio and Indiana, and I will say that the coyotes were darn tough. We did miss one, but we called in quite a few bobcats, not as many coyotes, which tells me that they're overpopulated with bobcats. But in the states we were hunting, you're not allowed to shoot bobcats. So, but the properties that we were hunting, those landowners and John Dallas, one of our staff members, is who I was filming. He's got cameras out at a lot of these properties, and we were actually looking at those photos to determine, yes, we have coyotes, how many, how often, evening, morning, and then we were using that, all putting it all together to figure out when to go where first. So it does help you. The photos do help you, but this time of year, you just, whether you're using electronic calls or mouth calls, it's really just going out and we like to use the food sounds right now. Mating season's around the corner, but few howls and some food sounds is what typically works this time of the year.
Well, what state were you hunting in, Rick?
We're in Ohio and Indiana, both.
Ohio and Indiana.
Okay.
Well, okay, we kind of touched on game cameras. What other equipment do you rely on when you're out there hunting?
Well, when we're predators, the biggest, really, to me, the biggest two items that you can use on a predator hunt is, first of all, a good set of binos, because you're always scanning for things. These coyotes, sometimes they're coming in from a long distance. So it's nice to see where they're moving from, especially if they're in the timber, because they're hard to spot. And then rangefinder, because a lot of times you might be shooting 300 and 400 yards when you're predator hunting, and you need to know those distances. When they're within 100 yards, it's not that important, but when they're 400 or 500 yards, you've got to know that. So those are two items that we always have on predator hunts.
And out that far, you also need a good scope on your rifle too, because that's a long distance to see a predator out there.
Yeah, oh, no doubt about it. And again, it's a preference to people on scopes. I like the higher powered scopes on, the varmint rifles, whether it's a 223 or, a lot of people shoot a lot of different types of guns. And I don't know, I'd like to get people's opinion. What is the ultimate predator gun? I've got a 204 that I like. 22-250 is a great gun. 223 is a great gun. So whatever it is that you're shooting, if you're shooting long distance, that higher power does come in handy with the scope, and a good scope with great clarity is important.
Okay. Well, you're talking about binoculars. That's going to be our special tonight, isn't it?
I believe it is. Now, I don't know if we're ready for that yet or not, but I do have a recipe I'd like to share with you.
Hey, and we need to see Michael, you and Michael both, about what's your favorite recipes tonight.
I have a good one.
Well, I've got one here I want to share, and this is a fellow pro staff member, John Dallas's specialty. And I was just with him, and he makes this every time I come, and I love it. Now it's something that not everybody thinks about, but it's basically turkey salad sandwiches, okay? And I'm just gonna walk you through how he makes it because it is absolutely fabulous. And if you wanna cut back on the amount you make, just cut all the ingredients back. But we started with a 14-pound turkey that we put in an Orion smoker. So if you've never cooked a turkey in an Orion smoker, check it out because it is absolutely fabulous. You can cook a 14-pound turkey in about 2.5 hours and it's done. 2 onions, red or white, 12 hard-boiled eggs, 32-ounce bread and butter pickles, okay? And 2 cups of mayo and salt and pepper to taste. Just mix it all together. And I'm telling you, it is the best.
You got my mouth watering, Rick.
What's that?
You got my mouth watering now, and I just ate one.
I know that I went over it pretty quick, and so you just have to rewatch the episode and and check it out. But trust me on this one, you got to try it. It's awesome.
Michael, you said you had one?
Yeah, I have a good one. I just did this summer. Basically, what I do is I take a back strap, cut it in half, so you got probably about a 12-inch piece of back strap. Then basically, I call it the Cheez-It crusted back strap. So you get a bunch of Cheez-Its, put them in a Ziploc bag, crush them all up so they're nice and minced up, almost like breadcrumbs. Rub the back strap with olive oil, then roll it into Cheez-Its. And then I throw it on, I happen to have a Traeger. I throw it on my Traeger, put the probe in it, internal temperature. I put it on for smoking. And then I make my brown sugar balsamic glaze. When it's almost done, I pour that on top of that and then finish it with a heavy smoke. And let me tell you, it's awesome.
I'm glad I eat before I come here and listen to you guys talk about recipes.
It is great. And that turkey salad, you could bake that turkey, or you can smoke it, or you can do whatever you want, pull the pieces together, mix everything together, and it's great. So anyways, we do have a special, as always, and a great special, as it is. We have the Kodiak 8x42 binoculars. Now these binoculars are waterproof, multi-coated lenses with a lifetime warranty, and they normally sell regular price for $179.99. And we are going to sell them up until Sunday at midnight, half price at $90. So again, regular price $179.99, special of the week $90. It doesn't get much better than that. And all you have to do is when you go to checkout, put down On the Hunt, small casing, no spacing, and on the promo code, and that'll give you your discount. So
you can go to wrestlingusa.com or alpen.com. And like you said, just on the code, On the Hunt, all lower letters, no spacing. Man, this is an awesome set. I'm sitting here holding them now. 8x42s, awesome buy at $80. So everyone get in there and get into these.
Yep, a mid-range binocular, mid-priced. And again, keep in mind now, they're waterproof with a lifetime warranty. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah, waterproof, lifetime warranty. You got to send that warranty in, register them within 60 days, and then you got a lifetime warranty. And that means this is the last pair you'll need to buy because they are warranted for the life.
We want everybody to buy 4 or 5 pair. You know how that works.
Well, yeah, that's true. You got to have one, your wife, every one of your kids. So you got to have several pair of them.
Yeah, I've got binoculars that I have in each of my vehicles. I've got them in my game bags, and then I got them in my hunting, my bow cases. So
I've got them in my bow case, my backpack. Yeah. I've got them, you know, and everyone should, because you need to identify your game. And what better way than a good set of binoculars to take and identify your game, you know what you're shooting at, and know what's beyond your target in case if you do miss it, you know that you got an adequate backstop there.
You know, and everybody that's watching or actually views, you know, the show, take advantage of these specials because they don't get this good anywhere else but right here on the show.
Okay. Hey, Rick, do you know who's going to be with us next week at all? Or?
Well, I've got a couple calls out and I haven't got confirmation yet, so it's going to be a little bit of a surprise this week, but I will have a guest. We'll have that out to you here pretty quick, but just waiting to hear who comes in.
So it'll be a surprise to everyone, but whoever we get next week, we know it's going to be a great topic like tonight. Michael DiGiovanni, I appreciate it. I'm glad to meet you. I enjoyed listening to you. I hope to get to meet you someday. It's like Rick. I know I'm going to get to meet him later this year. I've done planned on that.
It was a pleasure being on here tonight, and I'd like to just end it saying, hey, get the kids outdoors. We need it.
Yes.
Get those kids out there. Take them fishing. Take them out scouting. And then, you know, just enjoy the great outdoors. That's what it's there for.
Yeah. And I've said it on here before, and you just had a good subject. You know, take a good friend's kids, you know, and take them outdoors. Introduce them. You don't have to let them carry a firearm, but get them outdoors. That's what it's about. Let them enjoy it. Okay?
Yep. You know, Lonnie, we've got such a good group of pro staffers out there that not only are great ambassadors to Alpen and Bresser, but they're great ambassadors to the hunting industry by itself and just the sport of getting kids out, because there isn't anything that's more important than getting kids involved in the outdoors. And I'm just glad to be a part of a small part of what all these guys bring to the table. And it's great, Mike, to have you.
We all are. Hey, Rick, Michael, it's been great. It's time we got to say goodnight. So good to meet you, and we shall see you all next week. Thank you. And again, log on, get your binoculars tonight. See you next week.
You know, good optics are a must for a hunter. The new Alpen Tetons. They're lighter, they're better in low light, excellent glass. You'll be hard pressed to find that glass for under $1,000. Everything that you would want in a pair of optics. I know what I'm looking for, and once I know what I'm looking for and find what it is, that's what I'm interested in buying. The bottom line is they're affordable, they're lighter, and they're great in low light. The new Alpen Tetons. Another deer coming out. You know, good optics are a must for a hunter, particularly binoculars, not only during hunting season, but times like this when it's time to start scouting. But there's one thing you need to do when you get your binoculars that a lot of people don't realize. You need to set them up for yourself. Everybody's eyes are a little bit different. And here's how I do it. It's simple and easy. Just take the binoculars and just kind of grab good focus on an object. And I go and put my hand over the left lens. The diopter ring, which is on the right side, I will go ahead and adjust that until that right eye is in focus. Once it is, I take the hand off the other side, both eyes in focus, and you're ready to go. It's simple and easy, and it's a must that you do this before you go out and use them.